Hello, and welcome to the Thursday Night Kissaten podcast. I'm your host, Cordelia. And here I am with the latest episode of the podcast. How are you doing? I'm alright. There were a lot of things that happened. First, I was busy with my finals at school. Good news was that I did so well for the final portfolio project. But the bad news was I got sick right after the school end. I had a fever for 4 days and took another week to recover. Thanks God it was not the COVID. I had a lot of people texting me and drop off food, fruits, and flowers off my door. Thank you all a lot for doing that. So if you are also a student, I hope you had a good semester and are also ready for the summer as well. Today in this episode, we will continue to talk about the food TV show called A Table, Make and Eat Historical Recipes. A Table, 歴史のレシピを作って食べる Part 2. This time we will focus on a relationship and the interesting conversation happened around the dinner table and also in the kitchen. As it's totally different from the original work, the couple in this TV show, Jun and Yoshio, who are making all the food based on the recipes from the Professor Asuka Hamaguchi, their life seems simple. Not a lot of ups and downs. But from Jun's perspective, she's still trying to figure out their relationships. To be very honest to my audience, that I was not 100% sure this time that I understood what was the issue between Jun and Yoshino. Since they did not talk about it directly in the show, what I have learned is from the conversation Jun with her aunt, Hiroko, and also Professor Asuka Hamaguchi. So why not let's talk about Aunt the Obasan Hiroko. So in the episode 9, Jun's Obasan Hiroko comes to visit her in Tokyo without any notice ahead. Hiroko is the cool aunt you can find in a lot of families. You know, those cool ones. Really, they left home early or they often travel a lot. Some of them don't marry to meet expectations, are different from every single females in their families. They're more independent and, more free. They love drinks, as passionate about food, and always have a secret in their hands when they tell stories. And the way how they hold it, the cigarette, is always so charming and sexy. Those aunts are always the most unique ones. Although everyone else in the family may be against their life choices or lifestyle, but they never allow themselves to listen what other people say, but insist on being themselves. Hiroko Obasan fits in every category above. Upon her arrival, Jun and Hiroko Obasan make food based on Marco Polo's journey path. They make the cat ear noodle soup, Venus dumplings, and a typical type of salmon, and also the oatmeal with a bottle of a great Japanese wine. Hiroko Obasan shares about her trip to Mongolia once when she was in university. She talks about the food that she had and the sky at night and the place that she lived. Hiroko Obasan believes that the personality is the key to one's happiness, and she doesn't agree that making decisions to endorse or adapt is always correct for being an adult. But being true to oneself and good at drawing boundaries are the key for being a happy person. Here is what Hiroko Obasan says. She says, even if one understands you, or let's say if there no one understands you on the earth, you don't have to care too much about them. I agree. Hiroko Obasan stays with Jun for several days when Yoshio is away. After making Marco Polo's recipe, they also made the recipes of the Beethoven's favorite food. They make the food together and they talk about how picky a person this great musician was, but enjoyed the food that this great musician preferred a lot. Then they have a conversation about relationships around the dinner table, which I feel like we all need to hear. So Jun, at the dinner table, she asked if Hiroko Obasan has ever thought about getting married. Hiroko says, of course I did. Then why not? Jun asks sincerely. Hiroko Obasan says, oh well, I think to love someone needs effort and intelligence. She pauses and then continues. Self-love requires efforts, and to love others, you need intelligence to support. Love is not just give and take. It is how to give and what to take. Back then, when I was a young person, a young girl, I did not have both. Hiroko Obasan goes on. Intelligence, knowledge, and literacy are three different things. And here what she says. Knowledge is only to know about something. Intelligence is to use knowledge to make others happy. For example, to help your partner gain happiness and knowing how to give and what to take, as I mentioned. Then the literacy. The literacy is to judge whether intelligence is used on the right or the wrong thing. That's why we learn and study and use what we have learned at work in a relationship to reflect on whether we did right or wrong. And then we learn again from those reflections as well. I agree. Really, to be honest. Hiroko Obasan's coolness and also independence can be very terrifying to those who just follow the crowd and do what they have been told to do so. But Hiroko owns her own life. You know, she lives for herself. She never stops trying new things and never stops learning. How powerful that she says, love is not just a give and take. It is how to give and what to take. Jun listens to Hiroko Obasan's talk in silence, with no disagreement. I don't think Hiroko Obasan criticizes Jun's life, neither her personality, to be honest, really. Or, she tries to give a huge lecture to Jun. It's just chit and chat at the dinner table. She just wants to share more about her mysterious life with her niece. Also, well, they're having very good food and a very good drink at the same time. In the show, we learn that Jun has a dream of becoming a non-fiction writer. She chooses to stay in academia because she is waiting for the chance to write more, but at the same time forgets about it once she gets comfortable with her own job. Her fears stop her from becoming the writer she wants to be. With all the good food and wine, Jun says to Hiroko Obasan, "There is no way I can become a writer. Because I realized that I did not want to become a writer. I just want to become someone who has a unique skill and is an expert in something." Hiroko Obasan listens. There's an ironic smile on her face, and she said, "Are you sure?" Jun nods, and she said, "I wrote for a newspaper part-time before. I thought that if I cannot become an essay writer, at least I can write light novels, but I don't know why I got a full-time job at university and stayed until today, like many other people in my class. I thought working as a university staff member would give me more time to write more, but I just found excuses for myself and allowed myself to stay settled at a job and get comfortable doing nothing." Does it sound familiar to all of us? I heard Jun, being there myself, and know how it felt. But I only allowed myself to be like that for 3 years during the COVID, and right after, I took actions to change, and the action's still going on. Hiroko Obasan listens, and then asks back to Jun, "But do you actually get more time to write more? If not, is it not too late to start writing again?" "No way, it is too late," Jun says with hopelessness. And then Hiroko Obasan responds, What? What do you mean by too late? There is nothing that's too late. Never ever. I still have a lot of things I want to do." And then Hiroko takes a deeper breath and says, "The opposite side of the success is not failure. It's never trying or doing it. The opposite side of success is not failure. It's never trying or doing it." I agree. I can't agree more. So another thing that I want to draw your attention with is the actress. Mikako Ichikawa, who portrays Jun in this TV show and also as the lead actress. Mikako starts her career in the entertainment world as a model. She's very tall and have a very wonderful shape of her body. Her sister Miwako is a model as well. Mikako first appears in the fashion magazine as being profiled as Miwako's sister in 1994. In 1998, she debuted as an actress in a short film. In started drawing attention to her after, watching the Omameta Towako's and her 3 ex-husbands. Mikako played Towako's best friend, but who unlived herself in the middle of the story. I was impressed by her natural and very relaxed acting, as well as her classy look. Since then, I have been watching any show that she is involved in, and she has been in roles of many strong, unique, independent females, which I appreciate a lot and the most. Similar to the Professor Asuko Hamaguchi, Jun asks her how she deals with her marriage when she and her husband lives apart most of the time, just like it sometimes happens between Jun and Yoshio. Professor Asuka answers, "Well, I did not get married because I was lonely. I got married for the partnership of building something together." And this, what Professor Asuka said, gives Jun a wake-up call and gets her to think about her marriage from another new perspective. Falling in love is not hard. The hard part is how to manage it or fostering it into a healthy one. This is another TV show about food. But it is not just about food, right? Just like how food tells about the history, structures, and human relationships, this TV show tells us much more. Another thing that I want to highlight again to my dear listeners, that the opposite side of success is not failure. It's actually never trying or doing it. If you have some dreams or projects you have always been wished to do, take the actions. Now is always the best timing. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And sorry again for my still kind of recovering sickness in my voice. Since neither this book nor TV show is available in English, any dialogue mentioned in this episode was also translated from Japanese by me. This episode is edited by Grace and written by me, Cordelia. And I will talk to you soon in our next episode.